the A to Z of isms, Quietism. Quietism is a Christian philosophical concept we should all know about and, if it's not too much of a contradiction, talk about rather loudly. Why? Well, for something which has ancient historical roots, the essence of Quietism's teachings, favouring disconnection and contemplation over frantic action, is totally modern and very now. In fact, Quietism could be regarded as one important antidote to the age of overload we find ourselves in. Quietism says this: forget worldly affairs and just, well, stop. It's not quite the same as meditation or mindfulness, but there are similarities, and there are parallels with other faiths too. History books will tell you that Quietism began, no pun intended, softly and without much fanfare. Back in the 4th century, Eastern Orthodox techniques of good old-fashioned Christian prayer started it off. So think sitting quietly, monastically, lost in the act of religious worship. But 10 centuries later, the 14th century Byzantine theologian St. Gregory Palamas gave Quietism something of a twist which made it flare into widespread use and more contentious territory. There was no name as such for this modern mystical approach back then, but the message was clear. Instead of outward displays like religious chanting and prayer, he encouraged contemplation and stillness of the mind. The actual term Quietism was applied later on by the 17th century Spanish priest Miguel de Molinos, a Christian mystic of great influence. Again, it was controversial. He was denounced as a heretic for suggesting that quiet internal reflection and contemplation of God was okay, alongside traditional outward and vocal displays of religiousness like chanting and prayer. He was condemned by Pope Innocent XI and died incarcerated in Rome in 1696. But suppression of ideas rarely works, and Quietism never really went away. The essence of Quietism can also be seen within many other religions. The Buddhist idea of Dharma has distinctly quietistic values, with its focus on connecting a person to their being rather than what they are doing. Quietism is alive and well in modern philosophy, thanks to the 20th century Austrian-British giant of thought, Ludwig Wittgenstein. And its influence can be seen clearly these days in the sea of mindfulness apps on offer. In its more secular definition, Quietism is simply a state of calmness or passivity. And who, in this modern, rushing, overwhelming and overloaded world, doesn't want a bit of that?
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to receive notifications for new videos. See you again soon.